I'm just going to agree with them. I really don't want to argue with them or hurt their feelings, and I really want to move on with this conversation. Have you ever had that feeling? Have you ever had these thoughts or have done something that just conformed with the group? This is what we call groupthink, and let's check it out in this video.
Having lunch with the plastics was like leaving the actual world and entering girl world. And girl world had a lot of rules.
You can't wear a tank top 2 days in a row, and you can only wear your hair in a ponytail once a week. So I guess you pick today. Oh, and we only wear jeans or track pants on Fridays. Now, if you break any of these rules, you can't sit with us at lunch. Well, I mean, not just you, like, any of us. Okay, like, if I was wearing jeans today, I would be sitting over there with the art freaks. Oh, and we always vote before we ask someone to eat lunch with us, because you have to be considerate of the rest of the group. Well, I mean, you wouldn't buy a skirt without asking your friends first if it looks good on you.
I wouldn't?
Right. Oh, and it's the same with guys. Like, you may think you like someone, but you could be wrong.
Even though I wasn't allowed to like Aaron, I was still allowed to look at him. And think about him. And talk to him.
Groupthink occurs when members prioritize consensus over critical evaluation. We don't want to hurt other people's feelings, and we don't want to cause any conflicts, so we usually tend to follow. That leads to poor decision-making due to lack of dissent or any alternative viewpoints. Symptoms here include pressure to conform, suppression of dissent, and illusion of unanimity. And it's really common in high cohesive groups and under strong leadership. So usually here is where authoritarianism comes in, and people that are really strong with their oratory skills, with their persuasion skills. So think of Hitler, Mussolini, or any person that pretty much inspires loyalty and other people just follow him or her. Nowadays, this is most prevalent within politics and also with some superstar CEOs. So within politics, look at the Republican Party and Trump. They follow Trump prevalently. They don't care what he decides. They're always going to follow him because he's right. Now also look at Elon Musk. Whatever he does, he's going to have his core following that he never can do anything wrong. They're going to follow him and defend him to the ends of the earth, whatever he may do. Groupthink combined with in-group favoritism can be a recipe for disaster. Throughout our evolution, what we most prized was our survival. And that meant being a part of the group and actually being accepted within the group. We want to think what others are thinking because we feel safe. We feel included. This is why groupthink is so prevalent within our society, because we want to think like everybody else. We don't want to go and be different. We don't like being different, apart from a small minority of people. Have you ever heard of the Ash Conformity Experiments? The way they conducted this test was that they have a group of 8 male students who participated in a simple perceptual task. In reality, all but one of the participants were actors, and the true focus of the study was about how the remaining participant would react to the actor's behavior. So the actors actually knew the true intent of the experiment, but were introduced to the subject as other participants as well. So what happened was that each student viewed a card with a line in it, followed by another with 3 labels, A, B, or C. One of these lines was identical in length to that on the first card. Of the other 2, one line was longer, the other one was shorter. Each of the participants was asked to say out loud which line, A, B, or C, matched the length of the line in the other card. So the responses of the actors were various, but most of the time they actually gave the wrong answer. And what they were testing was what the subject of this experiment would actually do. And in the majority of cases, the subject actually conformed to whatever the majority opinion was. Even though the subject knew that the answer that they were giving was wrong, they still wanted to conform with the group because they were actually doubting themselves. Were they actually understanding the task? Were they giving the right answer? Because they wanted to be a part of the group. This is pretty much textbook example of what groupthink is. The way you can mitigate this within a group is that you actually promote and encourage diverse perspective and critical evaluation. If everybody in the group agrees on something, you always should take a step back and rethink, are we only doing this because we just want to move on, or because all of us just want to agree on something? A really good thing that you can always do if you have a group of people, you always have one person kind of like the odd man out, and that person is always going to dissent. They're always going to be thinking about something else, and they're going to be proposing other suggestions just as a way to instigate the critical thinking and making sure that people don't get too comfortable with a position of a single person or a group of people. If you find yourself in a situation where everybody else agrees with each other, be the person that takes a step back and actually thinks, are we doing the right thing? Is this what we're thinking and what we're agreeing upon good? Or do we just want to conform with each other? We don't want to get on each other's bad side, and we're just trying to conform to the leader or whoever made this decision because we just want to be a part of the group. It's going to bring you a lot of benefits, even though at some points it may actually ostracize you from the group. But if they actually do that, do you even want to be in that group? Now, have you ever wondered why we have the saying, dress to impress, or why a lot of people take so much time to look great and to appear great to others? Check out this video about the halo effect.